Welcome to your ultimate guide for the Tina Claude TSX Insider Intelligence Platform. Listen, if you're trading in Canada, this system is literally custom built to help you track what we call whale footprints. We're talking about the hidden, massive accumulation and distribution patterns of Canada's absolute largest institutional investors. Think mega pension funds and asset managers right there on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Let's get right into it.
So take a second and think about your current strategy. Are you just kind of guessing out there on the TSX, or are you actually tracking the whales? Look, especially as a young trader, relying on high beta noise or catching retail FOMO, it's just a losing game. The market is completely noisy by design, but when you align your capital with the giants, that gives you a massive data-driven edge. You really don't need to outsmart the market, you just got to follow the money that moves it. And that brings us to the most crucial concept here, understanding these whale footprints. We're not talking about entities buying a few shares on a Tuesday. We're talking about massive organizations quietly deploying hundreds of millions of dollars over time. This platform reveals exactly where these asset managers are dumping their massive liquidity, giving you the chance to basically ride their wake. All right, here's our step-by-step breakdown for today. First up, we'll look at the engine's 4 stages. Second, we'll dive into the fundamentals and seasonality trace. Third, we cover the master footprint tracker. And finally, we'll wrap up with tactical verdicts and FOMO. Okay, jumping into Section 1, the engine's 4 stages. This is all about what goes on behind the curtain of data integrity. So, before the PDF report even lands in your folder, the engine executes 4 automated backend stages to make sure the data is absolutely bulletproof. First up is matrix alignment. The script connects directly to live Canadian data streams using Wi-Finance to pull the latest close prices for TSX heavyweights like Shopify or TD Bank. And if that connection ever drops, no worries, it safely deploys a robust local fallback grid so your workflow literally never breaks. Stage 2 is incremental compilation. The system actually checks your current directory for prior versions of the report and automatically increments the file name prefix. That way, you never accidentally overwrite your historical research. Pretty handy, right? Then we have canvas building. The engine takes these incredibly complex multi-timeframe matrices and translates them into a super clean, fixed-width HTML layout, which stops text from overlapping if you print or share it. And finally, stage 4, auto-risk verdict generation. The engine computes the net percentage change between the current market price and the whale floor, the institutional entry price, to instantly classify the stock into tactical trade zones. Moving right along to Section 2, fundamentals and seasonality trace, where we build the informational grid. Now, let's look at the actual blueprint of the document. This first automated fundamental health table is designed to filter out that high beta noise we talked about by evaluating core structural strength. It ranks assets on an integrity score, going all the way from elite down to avoid. So, for example, Shopify and TD Bank might rank as elite, right? But speculative tech floats with severe negative cash flows, those trigger an immediate avoid rating. It gives you this instant, validated health check on an asset before you even bother digging any deeper. And you aren't just looking at generic earnings here. You're diving into specific fundamental columns. You'll evaluate EPS growth to see if profitability is genuinely accelerating, and you'll check the net margin to gauge operational efficiency. Crucially, you're verifying actual cash generation through operating cash flow. Because let's face it, paper profits can dissolve faster than a paper straw. You'll also track free cash flow, which is the absolute lifeblood used for expansion or paying out dividends. Then there's the debt-to-equity ratio. This measures financial leverage, so a lower number means much safer asset protection. Oh, and keep an eye on expected reporting. This highlights upcoming SEDU meeting windows where volatility usually spikes.
Now, something really important to grasp. Whales operate on massive, highly predictable seasonal rhythms. By tracing historical macro cycles, this platform reveals the exact repeating windows where major institutional liquidity injections have happened over the years. These giants, they don't just guess when to enter the market. They follow deep cyclical patterns.
When we look at this integrated sector rotation trace, it reveals those exact historical entry windows. For instance, you could track a massive $850 million injection into the tech sector, specifically Shopify, captured historically right between May 2nd and May 19th. This isn't just theoretical math. It's a verified historical footprint of serious capital hitting the market at a very specific time. So, instead of guessing, you're tracking 3 core metrics here. First, the whale injection volume, which tells you the total estimated capital poured into the float. Next is the historical whale VWAP. That's the volume-weighted average price, which pinpoints the true average price the giants actually paid. And finally, the post-entry run to peak. This shows you the absolute maximum percentage upward move achieved after that volume hit. You are quite literally reading their historical playbook. All right, section 3, the master footprint tracker. Let's talk about mapping real-time institutional moves. Think of this institutional intelligence matrix as your personal radar. It maps out specific trading dates to show you exactly what top-tier Canadian entities are doing simultaneously. Is the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board, or CPPIB, accumulating float? Is Brookfield Asset Management executing tactical entries or extracting a floor? Or maybe the Quebec case is building a defensive cushion? The system tracks all of this and even validates the strategy with a rolling 60-day historical win probability. For example, spotting a 100% success rate for CPPIB long payouts in a specific window? I mean, this is elite-level tracking, guys. Which brings us to our final section, number 4, tactical verdicts and FOMO. This is your actionable trading dashboard. This is the part where all the data synthesizes into direct, actionable intelligence. The dashboard monitors current institutional holdings relative to live market prices. It's explicitly calculating the net percentage change from that whale floor, again, the price the institutions got in at, and compares it to exactly where the market is sitting right now. There's a stark contrast here. While everyday retail traders fall for traps driven by emotion, high beta noise, and just chasing the unverified runs, this engine acts as your shield. It explicitly runs a strict 3% FOMO control. If the live market price has run up too far beyond the whale floor, the system automatically flashes an avoid chasing trap verdict. It's designed to keep your capital perfectly disciplined. And wow, this brings us to what might be the most powerful part of the report, the critical systemic divergence warning. The system detects exactly when whales are quietly building positions and accumulating heavy float at significantly discounted valuations, and they do this even when fundamental metrics might temporarily look weak, or when the rest of the market is completely panicking. Spotting the strategic mismatch, that is exactly where generational wealth is positioned. So armed with this incredible view of the ocean floor, you are definitely no longer trading in the dark. You've got the data integrity, the fundamental grids, the master footprint tracker, and of course, that ultimate FOMO shield. The giants are making their moves on the TSX right now, literally hiding in plain sight. So the only question left is, are you going to be the retail trader caught up in the noise, or are you going to ride the wake of the whales? Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and happy tracking.